Regie here, your friendly neighborhood bodybuilder and comic book collector, and I want to welcome you to another one of my live streams. This live stream is probably 6 hours late. I am probably 6 hours late for this live stream because I was sitting working earlier today when a piece of news came across my desk and I could not do the live stream. I could not do a live stream because I still had a few hours of work to do. And then as soon as the work wrapped up, it was basically time for my regular video to roll out, and then it was family time. And so this is my moment to actually get on here 6 hours late to talk about what was then breaking news and now maybe not so much. So yesterday we did a live stream and we talked about what CGC was actually doing going into the gaming, going into grading game cards. And we talked about, I think it was like Pokemon and Magic, right? We talked about Magic the Gathering, how they were moving into grading those particular cards. And I was speculating at the time that CGC was going to basically be going into those two areas as a way of dipping a toe in the water to ascertain whether this is an area that they really wanted to go into. And my speculation at the time was that they were going to figure it out, and then they were going to jump in. Today we got confirmation that my theory was indeed correct. Not bad for something that I made up on the fly, right? But today I have confirmed that CGC is definitely moving into the grading of sports cards. And I received a press release today that they are basically hiring sports cards grading experts. And so I perused this press release as I was waiting for my work meeting to begin. I have not read it in its entirety, but we are actually going to take a look at that press release today, which again confirms that what CGC is actually doing right now with the game cards is an introduction to their foray into grading sports cards as well. And there is a quote from, I think it's the CEO of the parent company for CGC, and his quote is a very, very powerful thing. And we are going to talk about that in just a moment. But really quickly, I want to say hello to some comic book swoldiers that have joined me here in the chat. Master Blaster is here. Tina, the Blue Wrench, is in the house. Quest Dog is here. Sin is in the house. How you doing? Who else do we have in here? Scrolling down. I need a bigger monitor so I can actually see. It's a sign I'm getting older. Matthew is in the house. Matthew King, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the live stream. I think this is the first time I've seen your name in the room, but the army of Matts sometimes overwhelms me. And to that point, here is another Matthew right there. Young Matthew, it is good to see you, my friend. Scrolling down, Myth Lab Music is in the house. Welcome to the live stream, brother. I'm continuing to scroll. Deuces is up in the house. Kid Collector is here. Welcome to the live stream. It is definitely good to see all of you guys. Maynard is here. Goose Fang is here. Thank you guys. Tony Trebetta is in the house. Tony, how you doing, brother? It is good to see you. All right. So I am sweating, and you have my apologies because part of family time was also Reggie's workout time. So I was working out and spending time with the kids. Did a nice little shoulder workout, and then I did about 20 minutes of cardio. So if you see me sweating, it is not because I am nervous. It is because these lights in here are still hot, and I have not yet quite cooled down. Cruising is in here. Thomas Mayo, my man, Randy Resnake. All of the celebrities are coming out. It's good to see you, bro. All right, so let's get over to this press release that actually came out from CGC. And let's take a look at this thing real quick. Let me pop this up real quick. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. CGC hiring world-class sport card experts. This was the title of the press release that came out to me earlier today. And it basically highlights that they are hiring expert people that can grade sports cards and other memorabilia. this thing is a little bit of a brag sheet, if you will, for CGC. For those that don't know, they are basically putting it out there for those that may be sports car people that aren't quite familiar with CGC for some reason or another. They are basically saying we are a large global company with 350 employees worldwide. I mean, they go on to kind of break it down and put it out there as to who they are, but then also what areas they operate in. And it says here, CGC companies, including the world's largest grading services for coins, paper money, comic books, magazines, concert posters. Together, they have certified nearly 60 million collectibles since 1987. I mean, again, they are definitely kind of laying it out there that they are a recognized leader out there in several different areas. And so this next part was really interesting to me. Certified Sports Guarantee. CSG will be the new CGC affiliate dedicated to third-party authentication and grading services for sport cards and memorabilia. So yesterday, we didn't know that it was a new division, or at least I didn't. I mean, I knew that it was a new service, but I didn't know that it was a true division to the tune of this name right here, Certified Sports. That is a new little wrinkle in there that I picked up from this thing. And they go on to talk about how CSG will use world-class expertise, technology, et cetera, to join the other CGC companies in quickly becoming a leader in this category, the category of sports cards and memorabilia. I mean, they are literally laying it all out there. And they actually go on to talk about the qualifications that they're looking for. I don't know anybody that has these qualifications. I'll be completely honest. Sports is just not my thing. So I don't have any insight in here. But this quote here from Steven, the CEO of CGC, is he says, I am confident that we will quickly become the leader in third-party grading services for sports cards, just as we became the leader in third-party grading services for coins, paper money, comic books, magazines, and concert posters. I mean, that's a pretty bold and strong statement from these guys. And it does not seem like they are playing around. It seems like they are serious about going after this business. And I read a lot of the comments that you guys actually left on the video from yesterday, and there are some people that are pretty excited about this. They actually like the idea of being able to send their collectibles to one location. And then there are some people, I think there were 4 people that gave me a thumbs down on the video because I guess they didn't like the idea of it, which I respect that as well. I respect people's opinions. It's an interesting move. It is an interesting move on the part of CGC, and they are going after it with gusto. At least that is how it appears to me. So I'm actually going to bounce back to the chat here to see what you guys are talking about. This is horrible, says Black Key. He said, this is horrible for sports and car industry. Too many grading companies already. Yeah. I mean, are you saying that it's horrible because there are too many, or is there something specific in your mind that makes CGC's entree into this area bad for the industry as a whole, right? I'm curious whether there's more to it or whether it's simply the fact that there are too many people that are involved. Is there something that you see about CGC that is problematic for you? I'd be interested to kind of hear what your thoughts are around that one. So let me see. Rye, how you doing, brother? Shout out to you and the girlfriend down there, man. I hope you guys are doing well. What is this? Several family members that are big into coins, and some seem pretty cool. So let me see what else is going on. PSA will always be the king in sports cards grading, says Black Key Comics. What I would say is hopefully they don't take that attitude, right? I mean, it's okay for us as collectors to have that attitude and to have that preference. And I think that we should, but hopefully PSA does not sit back on its laurels, right? And just assume that they have it made. Hopefully they will continue to grind and make improvements. I was on their website yesterday and it looks like they are a publicly traded company. You can actually buy stock in the parent company that owns PSA, and they definitely are an industry leader. There is no doubt about that. And the question becomes, is CGC really trying to take them down, or is CGC trying to, if you will, take out some of the others that are out there, right? Because it takes a lot to take down the big dog, but maybe what they're trying to do is to take out some of the smaller dogs because there seems to be a lot of opportunity out there, right? There seems to be a lot of opportunity, as no company is perfect. So sounds like CGC is locking down the grading. It sounds like they're going to try, brother. I mean, who knows? Who knows how any of this is going to play out? The headline of the story is that we now have confirmation that CGC is not just going to do Magic the Trading Cards and Pokemon cards. They are actually moving into sports card grading, as evidenced by basically a press release that was a call for expert graders in sports cards and memorabilia. They're like, hey, we are paying top dollar. We have a 401k. We are an industry leader in all these other areas, and we are looking to break into this other area. So if you want to come over here, we are paying quite handsomely. That was like the gist of the press release that I read, which again, that's a very, very bold move, very, very bold move, you know? So I would definitely agree with that. Definitely agree with that. It is nice to have options. Next, they'll be grading. Hey, I'm telling you, that's like a big area, man. It seems like, Wata is one of the main movers in that particular area. And I want to say that some of the folks that are associated with CGC are actually associated with Wata as well. So who knows what could happen with that? I mean, only time will tell how that plays out. But yeah, graded games, there's a lot of similarities between graded games and graded comics, as we've kind of explored on this show a couple of times. We've had a few conversations about graded games. So you never know where it's actually going to head. Sounds like comics are going to take years to get back. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Let me scroll through some of the comments, seeing what else you guys are talking about. I received an email from CGC today. My books signed by Cates and Stegman are on the way back. That signing was what, like less than a month ago, right? Because there's a lot of people that will make the claim that what CGC is doing is going to be detrimental to comics. And I know that I joked about that yesterday, but it was honestly just a joke. And there are people that saying CGC need to get their turnaround time together, et cetera, et cetera. And my thing is, I don't necessarily know if the turnaround time is all that slow. I too have a box that was supposed to be here today, but UPS seems like it's going to let me down. But my order just went in recently as well. So shout out to you, L. Smith, brother. I hope you get some good grades back on those books that you sent in and that they're sending back. So scrolling down through some of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Again, if you guys throw it in all caps, it actually helps me to be able to see it. I was actually thinking about sending a message over to CGC and be like, hey, can I get one of those cards? I just want to see one of the cards and like check out the graded slab for cards, because I've never actually seen that thing. So what is this? Sounds like Nerdy Girl Comics is going to be moving to CGC. Man, doesn't she like live right there? I think she's like right by CGC with the expensive books that she has. I think she just drives them over and just waits in the parking lot for them to grade her stuff. I think that's how she rolls. Oh man, you are funny. They're slow enough. Don't see this as an advantage. I mean, again, I think you guys are looking at it in terms of, because CGC is doing this thing, that it's going to adversely affect things over here. I don't know if that's necessarily true, right? Because the CGC umbrella, if you will, has many different organizations underneath it. And I think that they all kind of operate independently to some degree or another. I mean, it's not like you're going to have a guy that's grading your card that's then going to go over and grade your comic and vice versa. So I don't think that that's going to happen. But again, I have no inside information to know any of this. I am purely just speculating on all of this. But again, here's the good thing. Let's say that they do mess up. CGC takes on grading Pokemon cards to their heart's content, and they begin to slip on what's happening with with comics, the good thing is that we actually have options. We have options, right? There are many other companies. One of the owners of the companies is right here in the room right now, right? So we have options, but fingers crossed that what people are suggesting could happen does not happen. And so I want to be positive, and I want to assume that this is all going to be good stuff right here. So what is this? CGC is inconsistent with their grading. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Your guess is as good as mine. Your guess is as good as mine. Gene, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Let me see, scrolling down, see what else you guys are talking about. Scrolling, somebody talking about blue ocean, red ocean stuff in here. Pretty fly for a Filipino guy. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Wait a minute. Riri Williams as a blue ocean comic. Yeah, so let's talk about that. There's a comment here that says that my comment about Riri Williams, the comic that I talked about as a blue ocean, is a bold move. He says her comic run wasn't very popular, right? And I definitely get that, right? I definitely get that. But let's not forget that Incredible Hulk was canceled. X-Men was on its way to being canceled. Spider-Man and some of the others weren't always as good as we believe them to be right now, right? Let's be honest. Miles Morales, his comic is selling for $1,000 right now. It's an 11-year-old comic that wasn't that long ago, $50, that no one was interested in. So I don't know if we can say that just because something wasn't popular, that it will never be popular. It is. I think that's. I don't know if we want to hedge our bets on that, because there are a lot of comics and a lot of characters that have been canceled and haven't been very popular, that have had their series canceled, taken away from them, combined with other characters because they weren't popular, that have actually come back to redo really good things. But the great thing about the blue ocean strategy is that you are anticipating what the future might be, and you're doing it in such a way that you're not spending a tremendous amount of money to acquire something. You're buying it when it's relatively inexpensive. So if you're wrong, you haven't wasted a ton of money, right? That's the great thing about the blue ocean strategy, is that you have an ability to find and read and enjoy books for a low cost before they become popular. And if they become popular, you've had all that time and enjoyment with them. And I'll tell you, I've actually read the books. I've read the books that I'm actually recommending, and I actually enjoyed them. So not only do I get to collect them, but I get to read them. And if they're worth something in the future, great. And if they're not, I still get to take them to my wife's school, and I get to show them to little kids who will get a kick out of seeing comics and seeing a girl in a Iron Man suit, right? And you'll remember that when I was sitting in this class, I think I told the story that as I looked around, there were kids that actually knew more about Miles Morales than they actually did about Spider-Man. One of the little boys actually had on a Miles Morales t-shirt, which I think, again, is a really cool thing. So while it may not be popular for us, there is the potential for it to be incredibly popular with the next generation, which are going to be the people that are going to have a whole lot of disposable income in the generations and years to come. So blue ocean strategy is about being ahead of the curve, not behind the curve. So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that provides a little bit of context there. I don't have any Pokemon or Magic. Neither do I. I don't have any of that stuff, man. Don't have any of it. How you doing, brother? Welcome. Scrolling through the comments here. What is this? Great points, Reggie. I hope we're both right in our blue oceans. Yeah, and I mean, the character that you mentioned, I don't even know who that, I think you said the Silencer. I don't even know who that character is. But again, the thing about it, man, is that, you know, the goal is to buy the books that you're interested in, that you enjoy, before they get crazy expensive. And then if they happen to become expensive, that's cool, because you already have them, you know? So I hope that, and when I tell people are like, hey, can you tell me where the blue ocean is? No, because your blue ocean is different from my blue ocean. I don't know what you're interested in. I don't know how your mind works and what characters fascinate and interest you, and where you see the market going. I know what I see. And so to that point, everyone has a blue ocean. And the great thing is that the blue ocean is relatively easy to find, because it's the opposite of the red ocean, right? It's the opposite of the stuff that everybody else is talking about. That's the stuff in my mind that you want to look at. You know what I'm saying? So scrolling through the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. Seeing sports cards, three major grading companies, PSA, BGS, and CGC. I'm sorry, SGC, plus several minor ones. The more grading companies in the market, the more subjective the grading, the effects of this affects the card's value. Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, I'm going to defer to you because it appears that you have some expertise in this area where I don't. And what I would say to you is that I hope that that CGC does not enter a market to the detriment of that market, because that does not serve anybody, right? So hopefully that is not the case. Hopefully that is not the case. So, but again, I will absolutely defer to you because I don't consider myself to be an expert in cards. I'm simply passing on some information to people out there that may not be privy to some of this stuff. So hopefully that helps. I think, man, I'm gonna tell you, Spider-Gwen's on there, bro. I'm gonna tell you, Spider-Gwen is on there. There was actually an article that one of the bloggers over at Go Collect actually posted up where he highlighted the next generation, if you will, of characters that could be the future. And I would agree. I think Spider-Gwen is definitely on there, but I wasn't going to talk about it because I haven't bought a whole lot of those books, but you brought it up. So I'm going to throw it out there. Again, I think that there are a lot of characters out there. A lot of them potentially are Spider-Man related characters, if you will, younger characters that could potentially have some blue ocean opportunity, you know? And so there's a lot of people that dig Spider-Gwen. There's no doubt about that one. Gwenpool is another that is out there. And I would encourage you guys, I do the speculation video for Go Collect every single Wednesday, and they post up these really fantastic blog posts by fantastic bloggers who think very differently than I do. And these folks put out some really good stuff. I would encourage you guys, if you aren't reading the Go Collect blog post, if you're not watching the speculation recap video that I do on Wednesdays, I want to invite you guys to check it out, because there is some good content there. But to the point that I tend to make every few videos, you can't buy it all. You can't do it all. So you have to take some of this stuff in, let it wash over you, you noodle it, and then decide what you want to buy after you do your research, because the goal is for what you buy to line up with your goals and objectives for your collection. And that you're not just buying things because someone says to buy them, right? That is not the goal, right? Because, if I go out and buy Silencer, that was somebody's, blue ocean, I may never read the book. I may never truly enjoy the book. And if the book is worthless, now I feel like I've wasted my money. Whereas if I buy Riri and I read it and I enjoy it, even if it's not worth anything, at least I got some enjoyment out of it. So I would definitely encourage folks to do their research. So hopefully that helps. I just sold every single Oh man. Hopefully you didn't have that. Well, maybe I do hope you actually had that. What is it? The orchid, the super expensive orchid thing that's like crazy expensive, even in low grade. Crazy stuff. Moon Girl. Man, I don't know about that one. Moon Girl was hot. What was it? Moon Girl, what was it? Issue 28 or 32 with the Omnipotentus. That was like hot for a minute. Then it cooled off. Then it got hot again. I bought it off the shelf, and I think I gave it away when it cooled off, and then it shot back up to like $100 or something like that. Yeah, I have a bunch of Devil Dinosaur stuff, but I don't think I own a single Moon Girl book in my entire collection, but I could be wrong, because there's parts of the collection that I have not yet seen. I have not yet seen it. So scrolling down through the rest of the comments here, seeing what else you guys are talking about. There you go. Talking about Silencer is a good read. There you go. I haven't even heard of that. I haven't even heard of that one, to be honest with you. But yeah, we'll leave that up there just in case people want to take a look at Silencer. So, nope, you can't. What is this? Alex says, nope, you can't buy it all. It will drive you nuts and you'll be broke. These are facts. And that's the thing about speculation, is that there's just like everything is buy this, buy that. This is hot. This is what you need to buy. This is where you need to spend your money. And the truth is, unless you are independently wealthy, you can't. So you have to decide. You have to decide where you're going to lay down your cash. And it's like, I would always prefer people to lay down their cash after they give thought to, does this actually make sense for me? You know what I'm saying? Because if it doesn't make sense, then why do it? Why do it? So always take a moment to kind of think about it and make sure that that you're pulling the trigger for something that you actually care about. You know what I'm saying? So there we go. The Black Lotus. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I knew it was a black or dark color, and I knew it was a flower. So thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that, bro. Scrolling down through Strange. I've heard that that's a really good book. People have said nothing but positive things about the Strange Academy. And people have said fantastic stuff about that. I have not read it. I have not read it, but maybe I need to. Maybe I need to break down. And I'm not the biggest Doctor Strange fan, so that's like part of it. But I've heard nothing but good things about it. So we'll have to kind of check it out. So have I ever read? I have not. I have not. Like, I think that isn't the Avenging Spider the one with Captain Marvel and Spider-Man on the cover that was like super hot? That's the one that sticks out in my mind if we're thinking about the same book, maybe Avenging Spider #9 or something like that. But I've never read one of those books. I mean, it's one of the, I mean, there's a lot of Spider-Man books out there, but I have not read that one. So Connecting Comics, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Scrolling down through some of the comments here, Thomas Mayo. Just man, so I'm gonna tell you guys what's crazy is that I got a message the other day from Mikey Sutton. I think you guys know Mikey. Mikey Sutton is one of these cats that breaks all of these he has all these scoops about what's happening out there in the universe. And I mentioned him on the Ready, Set, Go preview show. I can't remember if it was this week or last week. All the live streams blur, but I mentioned him. And he actually sent me a message. And, we had a little bit of a back and forth for, I don't know, for maybe an hour or so, just kind of going back and forth. And, he got a little busy at one point. I got a little busy. So it wasn't like just straight up, just, chatting. But it was a little back and forth. And it was cool because the guy, he made a comment. He made a lot of comments, but one of the comments that stuck with me because he was actually in the live stream at one point and then bounced out and then watched the replay. But he made a comment about the audience. He made a comment about you guys and about how the people in the room are so friendly. And it's very similar to the comment that Thomas Mayo just put up to connect those dots. But he made the comment about just how friendly and receptive people are in this room. And it's one of those things that even if we don't agree with one another, we're still civil to one another, which I think is really, really important. And we're civil to one another. We treat one another with respect. And even, even somebody that maybe visits for the first time is well received. Like the Tina is like, hey, welcome. Like she's on it so quick. And then many of you as well are making comments, welcoming people. People give super chats. You guys are like, thank you for the super chat. Sometimes I don't even see it, but I do want to acknowledge the community of folks that surround this channel. I am very appreciative of all of you guys because it doesn't matter who someone is, whether it's a first time visitor or it's a guy that is out there scooping, industry news happening in the MCU. Everybody is welcome here. And I want to thank you guys because you guys are the ones that actually do that because I can't police the chat. But you guys do a really good job of being respectful to people that come here. So I want to thank you guys for that. Lee just dropped a comment here. Says, not much to add in the conversation. Besides, oh, got away from me. Besides, thanks for your video. You are very welcome, bro. And thank you for the super chat, but you are very welcome for the content, man. Happy to have you here. Glad you're enjoying yourself. I get a lot of thank you notes from people, thanking me for the content. It's like, I put the stuff out there. You guys are watching. And so I want to thank you guys as well for tuning in and checking out some of the stuff that I put out there. So, Boosters the name. What's the best way to sell comics you no longer want? There's a couple of ways. I actually have a video. If you search Regie Collects, resources. There is a video, and in that video, I actually give you a few different ideas of sites that you can actually visit to sell your comics. Like my comic shop is one of them where you can actually sell things. Instagram is another way. There's actually a video. If you search for Regie Collects selling on Instagram, there's a video that will give you some tips and pointers for how to sell on Instagram. And in one of those videos, I can't remember which one, I may also talk about Facebook as well. I don't have a ton of experience selling on Facebook, but a lot of people sell on Facebook. If you also search for Regie Collects secret hunting grounds or something like that, there is a video where I talk about various apps that you can download and sell locally. So if you don't want to ship things because it's not your gig, you can actually use OfferUp and Let Go. Those are two apps that you can actually use to sell things locally in your area. So that's a ton. There's like multiple things that I just gave you there. Hopefully you will be able to tap into one of those resources and be able to sell your books. The other thing, I'm going to be honest with you, go to a local comic shop, take your collection, roll to a local comic. Well, before you do that, call them to see if they buy collections, talk to them about what you have, right? Because they're going to be like, so what do you have? What are the ages, what titles, that kind of stuff. And then you roll to a comic shop and let them take a look at what you have, and you may be able to sell the stuff all in bulk. And then there's also collectors that are out there that will buy things if you put them up on Craigslist and some other stuff. So hopefully that helps. Scrolling down, FaceTime, how you doing, brother? It's good to see you. Can I get a shout out because I'm new to the channel? There you go. Right there. That's your shout out right there. Welcome to the live stream, brother. We are happy to have you. Hopefully you've already hit the subscribe button and turned on notifications so that you can stay abreast of all the content that we release from the channel. And because the new guy is here, this is this week's Go Collect giveaway book. The new guy is here, so we're gonna use this as an opportunity to segue into this. I just noticed there's Newton rings, so I'm going to say to all those people that hate Newton rings, this is not the book for you. No, there's only a couple. There's only a couple of Newton rings in the this area right here. But this is Avengers issue number 43, the first appearance of the Red Guardian. This is this week's Go Collect giveaway. If you are interested in winning this book, there is a post that is up on the community tab. All you have to do is head over to the community tab, find the post where I'm talking about this week's giveaway. There's a link there. You click the link, you go to MailChimp, you plug in 3 pieces of information. 2 of them are relevant to you, and one of them is a phrase that I'll give you in just a second. You plug that in, then you tune in to the Ready, Set, Go preview show, which airs on Sunday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time to find out if you are the winner. The qualifications to enter the giveaway are relatively straightforward. You be a subscriber of the channel, you be a resident of the United States or a resident of Canada, or you have a mail-in address in the US. That's it. Straightforward criteria. That's all you basically need to do. And the phrase for this week's Go Collect giveaway is Kappa. K-A-P-P-A. Kappa is the phrase for this week's Go Collect giveaway. I'm going to actually put that in here. So Go Collect, the phrase is K-A-P-P-A. Kappa is the phrase for this week. All you have to do, like I said, is to go to the community tab and actually plug that in. If you do not know where the community tab is, if you search for Regie Collects Go Collect giveaway, there is a video that will actually walk you through how to find the community tab. Sometimes you can't find it if you're on an iPad. Don't know why that's the case. I blame Apple. But if you head over to a computer, you can actually you can actually find the community tab, click on that, and then you'll be good to go. So well done. Well done. That was funny. It caught me off guard. Yeah, we don't do CBCS, right? So based upon the contract that I have with Go Collect, we only do CGC books, which is why you only see CGC books as part of the giveaway. So hopefully that helps. I thought it was an awesome book, man. It's a book that I don't own, but I dig it. I dig the cover. I don't know. I don't think that I've read this story, to be honest with you. I don't think that I've ever read this book, but it's a cool book, man. It's a 6.5 with off-white pages. This book was like all the rage with the whole Black Widow thing that was actually going down. So this book is out there for you guys. And again, as I mentioned, I want to say in the Ready, Set, Go preview show, I think that this book can still benefit from a press because I'm not sure that it was pressed. And so if someone decides to get it pressed and cleaned again, I'm sure that they may be able to get a slight little grade bump on this one. But it's a pretty cool book, man. Red Guardian, some good stuff right there. Super chat just dropped in. Shout out to the Bay Area. Alex, how you doing, brother? I definitely appreciate that. Definitely appreciate the super chats from all of you guys. So my iPhone works fine getting to the community tab. No, it's the iPad. If I said something incorrectly, you definitely have my apologies. Sometimes the iPads actually do not work when you try to go to the community tab. So just FYI on that. I've had a couple of people reach out and be like, it doesn't work. And I think it's because it's iPad and I don't know why. Scrolling down, Emerald Knight, good to see you, brother. It is good to see you, man. Welcome, welcome. Have I tried comic skins? I have not. But I have used EGS, and EGS is a third-party grading service that actually uses a comic skin. So I have experienced comic skin. I just have never bought them from Comic Skin to try them out. But I have played around with the ones from EGS because I wanted to take them apart and to see how easy it was to kind of put them together. So let me see. So let me scroll through the rest of the comments here. Okay. All right. So we're basically at the end of that again. So again, I want to give you guys a quick reminder that again, what we talked about in this live stream is the fact that we have now confirmed that CGC is going to be moving into sports cards grading. And so they are actually in the process of hiring some experts to do sports card grading and also memorabilia. And so it just kind of confirms what we speculated on yesterday, that they are indeed moving into this area. So here's the thing. Yesterday, we didn't know much. Today, we know a lot more. And we'll see what news gets broken tomorrow. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I definitely appreciate it. If you guys need to reach out to me, you can message me on Instagram at Regie Collects, or you can send me an email to Regie@RegieCollects.com. Take care.